Good morning and welcome to Newspaper Review, where we bring news stories around the world to your doorstep. Diving in, we'll be going through Business Day, who kept their front page very busy, but with their lead angle being 2024 budget exposes Nigeria is a rich country myth. So we happen to know that Nigeria boasts of Africa's biggest economy, but so far so good, our budget has been lesser than most African countries with lesser population. To get the story, you would have to browse through the front page of this newspaper and subsequently page 24. Moving forward, we have Cheap is King as Chinese smartphone cracks Africa price points. AFDB bags Ekiti Digital Innovation Hub with $80 million loan. This story is found on page 31, while page 82 boasts of Tinubu to hammer on climate change renewable energy at COP28. Still on Tinubu, again Tinubu seeks NAS approval for $8 billion and €100 million loan. Tinubu is seeking the approval of NAS for $8 billion and €100 million loan. Judging by these, I would say our debt profile is really becoming worrisome. Now, this story can be found on page A3. Taye Gbadigbesin becomes first African CEO of Climate Investment Funds. A big congratulations to you, Taye. And this story will be found on page 30 of Business Day. Now, if you look at the bottom left of our front page of Business Day, you will get what to expect as Tinubu presents 2024 budget today. Remember, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be presenting our 2024 budget later today, Wednesday. We all keep our fingers crossed and expect the best. Just beneath that, we'll see Nigerian oil sector to exit recession after 4 years, says KPMG. And this story will be found on page 24. Now, that's all we have on Business Day today, so we advise you pick up a copy and browse through to get more stories they have for today. Moving on, we go on to Daily Trust with their big story. Tinubu seeks first 7.1 trillion naira loan. Beneath that story, we have to fund agri, health, road, and water sectors. Nigerian debt is 94 trillion naira. Rising debt profile worrisome. Must expand revenue base, says experts. Now, earlier I did say that our debt profile was getting increasingly high and it's really alarming. But I really wish the government would look into this and come up with something to cushion this. Well, moving forward, close to the nameplate we have Kano election judgment disparities. Urging judicial officials to be punished, says NJC. And that story will be found on page 30. And on page 4, we get airline must pay compensation for cancelled delayed flights, says federal government. Now, the federal government is saying for every cancelled or delayed flight a passenger experience, the airline are bound to pay a certain amount for compensation. Now, that story, like I said earlier, will be found on page 4. Now, to the top left, we have NSITF crisis festers despite Lalong's intervention. Panel deepens probe. The story is found on page 3 of Daily Trust. Now, to the bottom right, we have leadership crisis works Bauchi Assembly as court sacks Speaker Deputy. That story is found on page 11. And still on page 11, electoral reform. Jega advocates proscription of cross-carpeting. INEC unbundling. And just beneath that, we have 11 traders die in Kebbi Road accident. That story can be found on page 26. While beneath the front page, boldly written, you see subscriber grumble over data depletion rate. Now, I thought I was the only one who was subscribing and not getting my money's worth. Now, it seems like every other person is saying the same thing, and content of the story can be found on page 10. To read more of the story, kindly pick up a copy of Daily Trust today. And to get more of our updates, kindly like, share, subscribe, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Clearview Television. Thank you.